chit chat, get ready with me, as you can tell in the video title. But before I start that, I wanted to share Ana Luisa's jewelry collection, especially for Mother's Day. Like, they are super high quality. Let me show you these that they sent me. Like, they're so gorge. And I've been in my jewelry game lately, especially gold jewelry. So I love these. And I'm going to be wearing these for my look today. This specific one is in the name Eden, and they're like thick, chunky, like gold hoops. And I just love them so much. So I thought I would share. I'm going to be wearing these, and I think they'd be a great Mother's Day gift. So they look like that. So pretty. This is going to be kind of a long one because I do yap a lot. But today's makeup is going to be like not an everyday, but like medium coverage-ish, because I have been loving doing like lots of full face contour type of looks because I've been really exploring a lot of like makeup routines and stuff like that. So let's get into it. The first thing that I use is the La Roche-Posay. I always feel weird about saying that, but I gotta hydrate my skin hella because my skin has been so dry. It's embarrassing, honestly. I'm literally flaking from the top of my forehead. I just... First question is, fave silhouettes you can't stop recreating for fits. I would say I do love like an hourglass moment. I do look for a lot of oversized like baggy type balloon jeans. Specifically the ones I've been using a lot lately are the Lucan ones. I have a code, so if you would like, it's going to be in the description. This question is from the lovely Miss Rose, my bestie Westie that I actually met literally on TikTok. Love you. She said, what got you into content creation with style and beauty? I'm your #1 fan. I'm your #1 fan. Oh, I also did not mention, I did my brows with just like a regular dark brown eye pencil. But, honestly, content creation, I have always loved. I literally have privated videos or deleted videos when I was, like, 15. Vlogging random things. Like, I actually went to TanaCon, too, when that was a thing. I will literally put my thumbnail right here. So I've always been, like, a content creation girly. You know, that was just always my thing. I think I was always kind of scared because I felt like I knew what people were going to say about me. And, you know, everybody wants to be an influencer. Everyone wants to be, you know, a content creator. So I've always felt like a little weird about that. But I am using the Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. And I'm going to mix that with the Naked Sundays foundation tints. They sent this to me and I literally love it. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved it, and I feel like a lot of people, especially as of lately, have been loving doing content and like are actually realizing like I can make money doing off of this stuff, and like that's why sometimes it can seem like it's oversaturated. But I definitely encourage everybody to post content if they want to. I definitely don't think this is going to be like a full-time income thing, especially right now for me, because I am growing, but like I'm growing at like a steady pace. So I'm definitely going to still be looking for a full-time job after I come back from my trip to Japan and Korea, which I'm going to be vlogging the entire trip, so you better be subscribed for that. It's going to be fun, okay? It's going to be fun. But yeah, I mean, I am making money though, don't get me wrong, because if you guys want a full video on that too, I could do one, because I was a social media coordinator for a company for like 3 months. But before that, I still had a good idea of like the legal portions of it and like how much a content creator should actually be making, because certain brands love to take advantage of the fact that it's basically free content for them, and they could use your face just anywhere, and you don't realize it because you don't like read the full, you know, agreement and stuff like that. So if you guys want a full video on that, I could definitely do that. I definitely want to be the one person that encourages you to post whatever content that you want to post, because there's a niche for everything. And by niche, I mean like there's a certain audience for every single type of thing on the internet. So if you really like books, then you could post about books. And if you really like perfume, you could, there's literally a side of TikTok just for people who love perfume. Like, I'm telling you, there is a niche for everything. So don't be afraid of like whatever people are going to say. And I think the biggest like goal for me personally, especially this year, is to just not care about what people are going to say or think, because at the end of the day, the person that's posting that content and actually doing things that, you know, benefit me and like what I really want to do, it's only going to affect me. So why do you care? You know? I'm going to do a light eyeshadow. I'm going to use this palette from grwm, and I believe this is a Korean brand. The next question is, how did you discover your style? I feel like I'm caught between what flatters and what I like. Honestly, I think the key point is to like really explore and not be opposed to trying different things, because for me, I had a lot of like different boho styles in my closet as well that I am slowly kind of getting rid of, not because I hate it or anything, but like it's just not something that I resonate with anymore. And I feel like a big thing in what people are telling other people is like, oh, like you already have enough in your closet, but like also you have to realize that everybody is constantly changing and there's nothing wrong with that. And my style has changed so much every single year, so it's okay if you've grown out of certain styles. Like, just donate them or sell it on Depop or whatever and just revamp. There's literally nothing wrong with that. There's only one life that we all have, so let's spend it by being in clothes that we love, you know? So as I was saying, I was big on boho for a little bit. I was always in between like boho, edgy, kind of like minimalist, but also like masculine type. Just really depended on what I felt like at that day. But yeah, I think the key point is like, again, just be open to exploring and trying, and I think you're going to really know what is for you when you start wearing it out in public and you start taking pictures and like whatever, and you will feel the most confident in that outfit, and it will show, especially to other people, like that it really suits you and your vibe because you're confident in it. And I feel like at that point you're really going to be able to say like, oh, this is like my style. And I've noticed that this is my style, like what I currently have, especially because of the fact that I've been getting a lot of compliments from other people in public, like random strangers. Like, I always get complimented on my outfits, and I'm not even trying to say that just to brag, but like it genuinely makes my day. Like, you have no idea. And I think that just comes from, again, confidence, right? Okay, so I did my eyeshadow. I usually don't go for colors too bright, but whatever. I am using the Wake Make Dark Brown Eyeliner. I think this is a Korean brand. The next question is, what look-in sizes work for you? I'm never sure if a large would be big enough. Give me a second, I need to focus. Okay, I did my eyeliner. I'm going to use this Sachu Beauty lip stain in the color Mauve, just so it has enough time to dry. I usually use, I usually get the size large when it comes to look-in. And I'm usually a size 10 to 12, depending, because my weight fluctuates a lot. It's like very, very annoying, but I tend to, depending on the bloating and stuff too. But yeah, I would also look at the reviews though, because sometimes certain styles run a lot bigger. There was one striped pant that I got, and it was very oversized, but the rest that I got in a large were like a good fit. And I look crazy, but that's fine. Okay, the next question is fave brands to shop from, any recs for cheap mid-sized clothing. I personally thrift a lot, and I honestly don't have an answer for that. Unfortunately, I don't have like a set place that I love to shop, especially online. Oh, by the way, I use the LA Colors concealer to conceal my brows. Can you be my stylist? Steph, you already know. Of course. Your video is coming up. Don't worry. Don't you worry, girl. If you're like confused, what I mean by the video, I do a series on Instagram and TikTok, and I also post it on YouTube Shorts. But I do a series of styling my followers, and it's really fun. And if you want to be a part of it, just comment down below your Instagram, and I will get to you when I get to you. Oh, also, I put concealer on my hands because I saw an influencer talk about it. Also, this concealer is way too light for me, so I mix it in with my foundation on the side as well. And the foundation I use is House Labs. I also like to mix my Huda Beauty orange concealer in Mango and with my concealer because apparently that does something. I'm not like a huge beauty person, so like I wouldn't know, but I'm grabbing like an eyeshadow brush. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. I don't know why. And I'm going to mix my concoction like that, and I'm going to dab it in areas that need the concealing. I don't know, kind of new, but fave position or hot takes. Huh. Position, if we're talking about the same thing, I like writing. For hot takes, is the internet ready for my hot take? I don't know. I am going to remove the lip stain because I think I could do it now. My hot take is that I know people talk about it, but I think everybody grows at a different rate, right? And especially with our generation in particular, Gen Z, we love to be just in a rush at all times. It's really frustrating. I get a cotton swab after, by the way, and then I just like, cute. I'm gonna put something on after, but and I feel like we're in the stage of like, oh, they're not doing that well because like they're not, you know, they don't have a job that's like fully lined up. They don't do this and they don't do that and like whatever, because I'm currently 22, okay? And I am really in that stage of like figuring myself out and like really trying a lot of different things, because I am like slowly kind of getting there to where like I really want to be, not only in terms of like my personality and who I am and who I am around, but also like job wise and everything like that. And my current life is not very conventional whatsoever because I'm 22. I still live in, you know, an apartment with my parents, and I probably will still be here for another year until I get like a full-time job that like is set. But I'm figuring that out. And also like, I feel as though a lot of people our age like are forgetting to really like live. And when they are approached with new opportunities and like things that like, you know, really spark that livelihood in them, they're like, it's okay, I'll just like do it next time, like whatever. And that's great. Boundaries are great, but I think we should really just live. I think we should really live. We only have one life, and I know for a fact that like I'm still gonna be, you know, tired and whatnot at a certain age, but I can definitely tell myself and my future kids that I have really lived. And that is my goal, and it always has been my goal, and there's nothing wrong with that. Also, I think a hot take of mine is that it's okay to outgrow certain friendships based on what your needs are and how they are changing over time. And I think not a lot of people talk about this, but I have outgrown a lot of friendships, especially in the past year, and I've always thought like, is it me? Am I the problem? Which I know, you know, partly it is because, you know, I'm human. I make mistakes too. But I'm also having to remind myself that like it's fully okay for me to outgrow certain friendships because they don't meet my needs and I don't meet theirs. I'm yapping too much. The next thing I'm gonna do is my eyelashes. I swear by the Shiseido eyelash curler, so please go get it. The difference between this and like a normal average eye curler is that like it really gets to the root of your eyelashes, so it really like lifts them up like to the gods. Situationships suck, tell your story. Grr, which one? I have too many. At what stage of my life? What age? For me personally, I don't know if anyone in the state of California like I am can relate to this, but I had a car girl phase. No, car guy phase. Because I'm not into car girls because I'm straight. But me pretending to be a car girl. Yeah. Well, I wasn't pretending to be a car girl. I was just pretending to not like, or care. Yeah, I was pretending to care. You know that phase of like, I'm Asian, so I'm gonna be your Suki, you know, Fast and Furious Suki, like. I know. If you're sighing behind the screen, don't you worry, I am sighing too with you. So, this one in particular, I will mention. I also have a lot. Girl, I got so many stories. I'm like trying to think which one do I need to mention. Like, the one that is annoying, that like is kind of juicy, I think, is I was talking to a guy for about a month or two, forgot. And then he like introduced me to all his friends. I met his parents. And I won't be in too much detail because, yeah. But all for him to be scared. And for him to just be like, oh, you know, it's just really scary for me. Like, I haven't... Mind you, this is the same guy that has told me on the first date, like, oh, I'm just telling you right now, like, I want kids. I want to be married. Like, I'm dating for serious relationships. And I was like, okay, like, I'm here for it. Like, great. I am too. My DP is like 2 years older, I think, 2 or 3. But, yeah, there's that one. And then I also have an ex of 2 years that is honestly crazy, in my opinion. I think he's probably watching this video as we speak because I blocked him on everything else. And he cheated on me, and I was basically his sugar mama. If you want that story, I could give it as well, because I don't really care. But, anyway, I'm gonna do my e.l.f. brow gel. I do everything, like, really mismatched for some reason. I don't even know why, don't ask. So, what I will talk about is this one guy, another car guy.
Oh, uh-oh.
I was like down bad for him because he was the first guy out of many situationships after my ex to really show me like what it is to be cared for. And was he love bombing me? Sure, probably, but I just didn't know what it felt like to be loved. And no, loved is a very strong word. We barely knew each other, so that's, you know what I mean though. So I did my brows. I'm going to use this mascara. It's Japanese. You know, he took me to a really nice restaurant on Valentine's Day and really just took care of me and drove like 5 hours that day because he lived kind of far, and made like he personally made like a full bouquet for me. He was very like lovey-dovey, and he was like big on like words of affirmation, and I think that's when I really realized like that's what I want in a partner, because I really appreciated that. And yeah, I mean, it ended because we didn't align on something in particular that I will not mention, but that was unfortunate because I think about him a lot, because that was the closest I think I would have been to being in a relationship, especially after my ex. The mascara that I use is this L'Oreal one, the Panorama. The next question is, do you put pineapple on pizza? No, because it's not like something that like always like I need and love, but I don't mind it. Next one is, show us your outfits before being a baddie, if you ever had that phase. Of course I had a phase. I've had lots of phases, don't get me wrong. I am going to show you what I do. I've been really loving doing nose contour. So I'm using the e.l.f. one, the Halo Beauty. This one is very dark though, so just put it on my hands and a little bit on my cheeks. Right. So I'm going to show my terrible outfits right here on the screen. I've had lots of phases, don't get me wrong. And I think, again, just like really exploring yourself is key here. I've definitely tried it all. Now that's done, I'm going to take like an angled brush like this. I'm going to dab on the contour from my hands, and then I'm going to go light strokes on my nose, like right there. I don't know if you could see. Like that. And then I'm going to do under. And then the tip of my nose like that. Cute. And then I take a concealer and then make sure it's a little more clean. Cute. Next, I should not be using this palette anymore, but I do. It's very, very old, but I like it because it has the warm and cool tones, so that's why I use it. If you guys recommend a palette as similar, please put it in the comments below, because I definitely need a new one. And then I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty blush. This one is in Worth. Next question is, what gives you confidence? Honestly, gaslighting myself, if I'm gonna be so honest with you. I truly think that this works, and I've seen some people talk about it on TikTok too, but it really does work, because like if you're an overthinker like me, then you really like have to remind yourself of the person that you are and stand on it. And if you're constantly like telling yourself that you look bad, then obviously you're going to believe that, you know? And not caring about what other people think or have to say is part of that. Okay, after that, I do the pressed powder blush from ColourPop. This is in the shade Let's Dance. I think that is it. I usually do a pressed powder, but I am very dry, especially today, so I'm not going to do that. But if I do that, I do this one in I do this one in the shade Banana, and I kind of go in on these corners and over here in the bridge, and then under the eyes. That's what I use. That's what I do. Honestly, this is like the ultimate like casual but not too casual type look, I think, so it's not too full coverage. But that's the full makeup look. And again, if you would like to shop these really cute gold hoops, either for you or for your mom, I will put the link in my description. That is it for today, but if you guys want any more, get ready with me's or chit chats or whatever, let me know in the comments. Bye!